Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Kristen. Thank you for joining me today. In this episode, we are going to be talking about how to make your own vanilla. It's really an inexpensive way to be able to have a vanilla extract on hand when you need it, especially if you do a lot of baking. Now, oftentimes you guys will see in the videos that I like to use the Madagascar vanilla. I will pull that out for you guys. This is the brand that I normally use if I don't have anything already made, because I will tell you this is a very long process. It takes about a year. So this one is already made and it's only been sitting in like getting married, as I'd like to say, for maybe like a month. So that is not very dark at all. What it is it's 10 beans. And I have put them in this vodka. So it's a super easy process. That's been waiting. I was actually wanting to use it for the holiday season next year. I bought some little bottles to store it in. But I decided that this year I want to go ahead and plan ahead. And honestly, I wanted to try it in the bourbon, and then we bought a larger bottle today. We went out and bought it, and you have to empty a little bit of it so that you're going to be able to put these beans in there. We bought this larger bottle so that I can go ahead and start storing it for gifts, because I want to do that next year. Now, I decided to do some bourbon as well because oh, there's Luna, because I am thinking that I had seen when I was in the Publix, I saw that there was a bourbon cake, and they were charging like $35 for a bourbon cake. And rum cakes or bourbon cakes are fairly simple to make. It's just a little bit time consuming. So I'm just going to go ahead and make my own at that cost, because that seems kind of silly to me. So there are different grades of vanilla beans. I'll be honest, I just bought these on Amazon. That's exactly what I put over here in this bottle. They are the grade A. So that's probably what you're looking for. They have different grades. If you do your own research, you'll be able to see that. And these are also organic. So I just thought it was simple and easy in the long run for me to go ahead and do this. Now, it can be kind of costly, but to me it's worth the money. So the beans are kind of sticking, so I'm going to go ahead and cut down this package. And what I like to do, here's what the beans look like when they come out. They're still super moist. I really like these beans a lot. They give a nice flavor. I take the back of the knife and I just go down that bean and I split them open. You can see it's gonna leave a little bit of a residue. You don't have to be a perfectionist, at this, just so that, to me, it's like so that the bean gets open and really utilizes all that flavor. Some people would like get the actual bean, the small little beans out, but I don't really feel like that's necessary. This is something that you probably want to save up for if you are wanting to go ahead and do this, because in all honesty, I will tell you the beans themselves right now on Amazon are costing around like $15 each pack. So just these 2 packs alone, that doesn't include the pack that obviously went in there, but these 2 packs alone, you're looking at about $30. This bourbon that we bought is $50. I don't drink really at all, and my fiance does, but I don't. And so we wanted to, he thought that maybe we should try from a local and support a local distillery. And as you can see, this is St. Augustine, Florida. So, always support local business, or at least Florida businesses. I think that's important to keep that So keep that in mind. All right, so this is 88 proof. I will tell you this now, whatever you do, it needs to be 70 or higher. That's why I actually like to use, which I don't really want to advertise what I'm using necessarily, but this is the brand that we're choosing to use, and this is 100 proof. So I feel like, to me, the higher the proof, the better it is when you're doing something like this. So you're just gonna, thank God they left a little bit of a gap there for you, so I didn't have to dump any of this out. You're just gonna go ahead and drop that bean in there. And then, so your hands get that kind of vanilla bean on it, so they're gonna get kind of dark. And then I'm just gonna pop the lid back in, the cork, and there you go. So you can see the beans, they're actually in there. I think this is a cool bottle because in the back you can see a building, so when you look through it, it's like super cool. I like stuff like this, so that's gonna literally sit for a year. So you just spend a bunch of money if you decide to go out and do this, and then you've got to let it rest. Which to me is fine. Like, I don't mind because I have intentions for it in the future. And I think people will really like it as a gift in the future. And so I don't mind spending a little bit of extra money to give at the holidays because it's actually like worth it to me. Most people probably won't have a clue unless they watch this video what I actually spent on it, but it's all right. So just go back on your next bottle, split those beans. I don't use a ton of vanilla necessarily, but I probably use more than the average person uses because I do a lot of cooking from home. But I don't use enough to where I'm like super professional and I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, let's just scrape out having some fresh vanilla with this or fresh vanilla with that, or so. Just go through and split that bean. Now, with this bottle being bigger than this bottle, now this bottle is glass and this one is plastic. They didn't have any of the glass bottles. I know people are like, well, you might get microplastics in your system. That is true, but it's what the liquor store had, so that's what we're gonna use. And with, like I said, with it being a larger bottle, I may end up ordering another set of vanilla beans because that is obviously going to be much more stronger. I'm getting the beans under my nails. Much more stronger than this one. Because I just feel like this one could probably take about maybe at least 15 beans as opposed to this bottle. So, and this one's going to be easier to tell when it's actually like looking right as far as vanilla goes, because you can actually, the liquid is clear before the process begins. But this one, since you've got bourbon's already a darker brown color, so I think it'll be a little more difficult to kind of tell when it's ready, other than just the time frame itself. So if you wanted to, you could go ahead and put like a little sticky on here or note the date if you wanted to on these bottles, but I'll know because I just will remember. I remember strange things like that. So I will remember when I did this process, so it won't be an issue for me. But use whatever bourbon you prefer and or vodka. It doesn't have to be fancy to taste, to meet your needs or flavor that you're looking for. So thank you guys for joining me. This was a super short video, but I just thought it might be beneficial. Instead of like spending, you know, again, like $30-something to buy a cake, you can actually maybe do your own when it comes to next year's holidays. And if not, then it might be a consideration for you to think about if you have family members that like to bake, because vanilla extract can actually be quite expensive. And especially like with shortages and stuff too that are happening, and they have happened in the past, it's just something to take into consideration to know how to actually make and utilize your own food and your own products by doing vanilla this way. All right, everybody, so thank you for joining me. Hopefully you liked the video. If so, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any other suggestions as far as utilization of vanilla beans in a liquor, let me know. I do know that we could do it in some rum too, so I may end up going back to the store and getting some rum, and we might try that as well, so that way next year I can make those gifts. All right, until next time, be kind to one another, love one another, connect with your neighbors, connect with your family, and I will see you guys in the next video.